As always, we have our trusty notebook here, and we're just going to flip to a fresh page and get this started. Here we go. We are a little under a month away from the World Cup in Qatar. We've already had quite a few unfortunate injuries to some good players who will now be missing out on the World Cup. So we'll see how managers manage their squads, manage the players' fitness in these upcoming match weeks with the World Cup coming up. We're going to start on Saturday at 7:30 Eastern Time. We have Leicester versus Man City. Last time out, Leicester had a big 4-0 win at Wolves to pull them out of the relegation zone. They now sit 17th with 11 points. And Manchester City beat Brighton 3-1 at home and are now second place with 26 points. Man City is going to win this game. They're the best team in the league, I think. The best squad in the league, the best talent. And Leicester, of course, is having a pretty bad year. So regardless of them being at home, Man City, I think, will win this one. I'm going to go again. 3-1 for Man City. Pretty surprised Arsenal have been able to hold the top spot for so long, to be honest. Next is Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa beat Brentford 4-0 last weekend. They are now 15th in the table with 12 points. Newcastle beat Tottenham last weekend 2-1 on the road in a big win for them. They're now 4th on the table in a Champions League position with 21 points. Pretty surprising season from them. Being at home, I think they win this one. I'm going to have them win 2-0 versus Aston Villa, who haven't been great this year, although they looked much better under their new manager. I think Newcastle still see this one out. Next is Bournemouth versus Tottenham. Tottenham, of course, losing to Newcastle last weekend 2-1 at home. Their first home defeat in, I think, 12 or so matches in all competitions. And they are currently 3rd in the table with 23 points. Bournemouth lost 2-0 on Monday to West Ham. group stages, but VAR had what I will say is a pretty questionable offside call called on Kane. Although I guess you can't argue with the technology, but I thought it was pretty questionable, and the goal didn't count, so the game ended in a draw. Pretty disappointing, for me at least. I'm sure some people out there are very happy about it. Next is Brighton versus Chelsea. Brighton losing 3-1 to Man City last weekend. They're currently 9th in the table and have 15 points. And Chelsea drew 1-1 with Man United last week. They're currently 5th with 21 points. Interesting matchup here with Chelsea's new manager, Graham Potter, formerly the manager of Brighton, just as of a couple of weeks ago. So he will be going up against his former club. I'm going to take Chelsea to win here, 2-1. Then we have Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace lost 3-0 to Everton last weekend. They're currently 13th in the table with 13 points. And Southampton got a surprise draw versus Arsenal last weekend. They're currently 12th in the table with 13 points. They're 16th in the table with 12 points. So, only 1 point separating each of these teams. I'm going to take Palace to win here. We're going to go 2-1 again. Pretty similar teams. Palace being at home, I'll give them a slight advantage. Next we have Brentford versus Wolves. Both teams coming off of 4-0 defeats. Brentford losing to Aston Villa and Wolves losing to Leicester. 4-0 defeats to not very good sides. Brentford are 11th with 14 points. And Wolves are 19th with 9 points. I'm going to give Brentford the win here. 2-0. I think they bounce back. I think they're more capable of bouncing back. I don't pick many draws, do I? They're not as fun to pick, the draws. I like picking teams to win. Next is Fulham versus Everton. Fulham coming off a 3-2 win versus Leeds. They are currently in 7th with 18 points. Pretty good season from them. And Everton, coming off their 3-0 victory over Crystal Palace, is in 12th with 13 points. I'm going to pick Fulham to win this one. I'm going to go 3-2. sit at 8th and have 16 points. Leeds, coming off that 3-2 loss to Fulham, they're currently in 18th with 9 points. Liverpool, I think, are going to win this, but I also said that last week versus Nottingham, and they lost somehow. I'm going to take them to win 2-0. Although I could see Leeds putting one in the net here. Given Liverpool's form, I think Leeds have a fighting chance in this one, but we're going to go Liverpool 2-0. Next we have Arsenal versus Forest, top of the table versus bottom of the table. Arsenal drawing versus Southampton last week 1-1 are in first place. They have 28 points. And Forest beating Liverpool 1-0 last weekend are in last place with 9 points. Arsenal, I think, are going to win. I think they're going to win 3-0. We'll see if Nottingham Forest bites me in the back again. I kind of hope they do, because, as I said, I'm a Tottenham fan, so I don't want to see Arsenal win. But I think they're going to. And the last game of this match week is West Ham versus Manchester United. United with the draw versus Chelsea last time out. They're in 6th place with 20 points. And West Ham with their win over Bournemouth last week. They're currently 10th with 14 points. I think United win this one. We'll just go 1-0. United's in pretty good form. They've recovered pretty well. Den Hag is doing a pretty good job after their pretty rough stretch at the beginning. They've had a tough schedule, and they're still in 6th, so they've been playing pretty well. And yeah, that is it for the match week 14 predictions. Picked 0 draws this week, so you know that my predictions are terrible, but here they are anyway. Let me know what you agree with, what I got wrong, and what you think is going to be the biggest shock defeat of this weekend. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of the support the channel has been getting recently. And on that note, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it a lot. It's really motivational to keep making these videos. Yeah, and again, thanks for watching. I will see you